Morning students. So today we can learn about sacrum. Okay, so this is our sacrum. So as you all know, sacrum is a single bone which is formed by the fusion of 5 sacral vertebrae. Okay. So this is formed by the fusion of our 5 sacral vertebrae. Okay. And here we can see this triangular in shape. Okay. Sacrum is a triangular in shape bone. On either side it articulates with the hip bone. Here we can see it will be articulating with the hip bone, okay, and forms the pelvis, bony pelvis. Okay. There. So it is triangular in shape. It has a base and an apex. Okay. So it has a base and an apex, and it has 4 surfaces. There is a pelvic surface, then dorsal surface, then 2 lateral surfaces. Okay. So 4 surfaces for the sacrum. Okay. So it has a base, apex, then 4 surfaces: pelvic surface, dorsal surface, and 2 lateral surface. This is one lateral surface, and here comes another lateral surface. Okay, so 2 lateral surfaces. And coming to the anatomical position, so while keeping in the anatomical position, this is only single piece of bone, so there is no question about whether it is right side or left side. So how to keep it in the anatomical position, like how it is in our body. Okay, so it is in the median portion, and base should come upward, apex is directed downward. Okay, and we have to keep our pelvic surface. This is the pelvic surface. Pelvic surface is concave and smooth. Okay, and you can see the dorsal surface. Dorsal surface is convex and it is rough. Okay, so we have to keep the pelvic surface forward or anteriorly, and dorsal surface backward. Okay, and while keeping the anatomical position, you have to keep this base slightly forward, so that it forms an angle of 30 degree here. Okay, so this base is directed forward slightly. Okay, like this we can see in our body. Okay, slightly forward base. And features, so like this we have to keep in the anatomical position. Okay, and features: the base, apex, 4 surfaces. Okay, first one we can see the base. So this is actually the base of the sacrum. We can see it resembles a vertebrae. So it is first sacral vertebrae. So it also possesses same features of a vertebrae. Okay. And here we can see there is a body, and the body resembles same like our lumbar vertebrae, that is kidney shaped body. Okay. Lumbar vertebrae. Okay. And anterior margin of the body is projected anteriorly. Here we can see. This is known as sacral promontory. Sacral promontory. Okay. This one. That's anterior margin of the base of the sacrum. Okay, it projects anteriorly, and this portion is known as sacral promontory. Okay. Then behind the body we can see there is, as usual, we can see there is the vertebral canal, part of the vertebral canal. So vertebral canal inside the sacrum, we will call it a sacral canal. Okay, so this is actually sacral canal, upper part of the sacral canal, and we can see it is triangular in shape. Triangular. Okay. So it's triangular in shape. Okay. Then behind that we can see the spine. There is a small spinous process. Okay. Then for the pedicels we can see they are short and directed backward. Pedicles, this one. Pedicles are directed backwards and they are short. Okay. And look at the lamina. This is our lamina. We can see it is obliquely placed, not straight backward. It is obliquely downward. Okay, it is placed obliquely downward, and it fuses at the spinous process. Okay. Then there will be superior articular process here. Superior articular process which bears a facet which are directed backward and medially. Okay, which is directed backward and medially. This is the facet. Superior articular process with facet. Okay. Then into the transverse process, here we can see for the transverse process some modifications can be seen. So this transverse process become fuse with the costal element and forms a huge mass, lateral mass. Okay. Forms a lateral mass here. Okay. And this portion of the base, lateral side of the base, this is known as ala of the sacrum. Ala of the sacrum. So this transverse process and costal elements fuse together to form a huge lateral mass, and this is known as ala of the sacrum. Okay, so here comes the body of the first sacral vertebrae, and on either side we can see ala of the sacrum. And the ala of the sacrum itself is divided into two. Medially there is a smooth portion, and laterally there is a roughened portion. Smooth portion and roughened portion of the ala of the sacrum. Okay. So these are the features of the base of the sacrum. There is a body in the center which resembles the lumbar vertebrae, and there will be pedicles which are short, which are directed backwards, and lamina which are obliquely placed. Lamina. Okay. And there will be small spinous process. Then there is superior articular process which bears facet, which are directed medially and backwards. Okay. And the sacral foramina, vertebral canal. Okay. And the sacral canal, base of the sacral canal forms a triangular portion. It's triangular in shape. So these are the transverse process. Transverse process forms a huge mass which forms the ala of the sacrum. Ala on either side. Ala of the sacrum. So these are the features of the base of the sacrum. Base. Next, coming to the base of the sacrum. So this is the base of the sacrum. We can see it is formed by the inferior surface of the fifth sacral vertebrae. So here comes first sacral vertebrae, then second sacral vertebrae, then third sacral vertebrae, then fourth sacral vertebrae, and this is the fifth sacral vertebrae. So inferior surface of the fifth sacral vertebrae forms the apex here, and we can see it bears an oval shaped facet which articulates with the coccyx, and facet which articulates with the coccyx. So that is the apex of the sacrum. And the substance of the sacrum, it is divided into three parts by the sacral foramina. Here we can see one rows of sacral foramina, and here one more rows of sacral foramina. So the rows of sacral foramina divides the sacrum into three parts. Okay. And the central portion here, the central portion, this is known as median portion. Okay. Median portion of the sacrum. Okay. And on either side we can see these are the lateral masses. So there is a median portion and two lateral masses, okay, for the sacrum. Then coming to the surfaces of the sacrum, this is the pelvic surface, and this is the dorsal surface. Okay. So pelvic surface, we can see it is concave and is directed downwards and forwards. So we have to keep like this in the anatomical position, slightly forwards. Okay. So this pelvic surface is concave and directed forward, downwards and forwards. Okay. And this median area, here we can see the median area is marked by 4 transverse ridges. See, this is the median portion, and here we can see transverse ridges. So it is marked by 4 transverse ridges which indicates the line of fusion of the 4 vertebrae. Here we can see first vertebrae, and this is second vertebrae. So between these two, here one transverse ridge can be seen, and between the second and the third vertebrae, again here we can see another transverse ridge, and here between the third and the fourth another transverse. This is second transverse ridge, this is third transverse ridge, and here comes the fourth transverse ridge. So 4 transverse ridges can be seen in the pelvic surface, okay, which indicates the line of fusion of the body of 5 sacral vertebrae. Okay. Transverse ridges, okay. 4 transverse ridges, okay. And here we can see the transverse ridges ends on either side at the pelvic sacral foramina. Here we can see this is the foramina seen in the pelvic surface. So it is known as pelvic sacral foramina. Pelvic sacral foramina. Okay. So we can see this foramina will leads into the sacral canal. See, if we are seeing this foramina, so see it is going into the sacral canal like this. Okay. So the pelvic foramina will leads into the sacral canal. It passes through the intervertebral foramina, and it reaches the sacral canal. Okay. So that's about the pelvic surface. The pelvic surface divided. The portion is divided into the median region and two lateral masses, and the median region is smooth and it presents four transverse ridges which represents the line of fusion of the body of five sacral vertebrae. Then on either side there are two rows of pelvic sacral foramina. Okay. So this pelvic sacral foramina will leads into the sacral canal through intervertebral foramina. Then, so on either side, and on either side there will be two lateral masses. Okay. So the dorsal surface, we can see it is convex and rough. Okay. So dorsal surface is convex and rough, and we can see there are so many tubercles and foramens in the dorsal surface. So at the midline, the midline we can see there is a crust, median crust. There is a median crust which is formed by the fusion of spinous processes. Okay. So spinous processes of the sacral vertebrae fuse together to form a median crust which bears tubercles. 3 or 4 median tubercles, spinous tubercles can be seen. You can see first one, second, third and fourth. Okay. 3 to 4 spinous tubercles can be seen at the median crust, and in the lower part of the median crust we can see there is an inverted U-shaped structure. This is known as sacral hiatus. Okay. So this is known as sacral hiatus, inverted U-shaped portion, which is known as sacral hiatus, and this is formed by the fusion of the failure of fusion of the laminae of the this is laminas of the upper vertebrae, but the lower vertebrae, that is fourth vertebrae, the lamina is failed to fuse together. Okay. So fourth sacral vertebrae, so not fourth, fifth one, failure of fusion of the fifth sacral vertebrae. So this is known as sacral hiatus. Okay. So this is known as sacral hiatus. Here we can see this is the lower end of the sacral canal. Lower end of our sacral canal. So this is the sacral hiatus. Sacral hiatus ends in. So that's all about the median crust with spinous tubercles. So we can see the spinous tubercles, they are formed by the fusion of our spinous processes. Okay. So this is the median crust, and lateral to the median crust we can see there is a portion which is formed by the fusion of laminae of the sacral vertebrae here, this portion. Okay. Then lateral to that, same in line with the superior articular process, here we can see another rows of tubercles, okay, which is formed by the fusion of articular tubercles, superior articular tubercle and inferior articular tubercle, then inferior articular tubercle with lower vertebrae, superior articular tubercle. Okay. So like this, the articular tubercle, superior and inferior articular tubercles fuse together and forms another row of tubercles. Okay. And lateral to the median crust. Okay. So here there will be 3 to 4 articular tubercles, 4 articular tubercles. Okay. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And the fifth articular tubercle, we can see it is seen as a separate tubercles which forms the inferior portion of the hiatus. This is our sacral hiatus. So lowermost portion of the inferior sacral hiatus, here we can see these tubercles. They are known as corno, sacral corno, okay, or horn, sacral corno. So this is sacral hiatus and this is the sacral corno. Okay. So here in this line we can see articular tubercles. This in median crest we can see spinous tubercles. Here these are the spinous tubercles and here comes the articular tubercles. So this is formed by the fusion of spinous process and here this portion is formed by the fusion of articular process. Okay. And lower part of the articular tubercles, here we can see they are known as sacral cornu or horns. Okay, sacral cornu which forms the inferior portion of the sacral hiatus. This is the sacral hiatus. This U-shaped structure is the sacral hiatus. So lower portion of the U-shaped sacral hiatus, here we can see two tubercles. They are known as sacral cornu. Sacral cornu. Okay. Then lateral to the articular tubercles, here we can see some rows or another row of foramens. So these foramens can be seen in the dorsal surface. So we will call it as dorsal sacral foraminas. Okay. So dorsal sacral foraminas. Here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 foramens can be seen. Okay. So on either side, lateral dorsal sacral foraminas. Dorsal sacral foraminas can be seen lateral to the articular tubercles. Okay. These foramens also they communicate with the sacral canal through intervertebral foramen like this. Okay. So it will be communicating with the it is communicating to the to our sacral canal through intervertebral foramen. So in between we can see there will be intervertebral foramen. Okay. This portion is the intervertebral foramen. This one. Okay. So this is intervertebral foramen and through the intervertebral foramen it will reaches the sacral hiatus. So this one. Okay. So this opening is known as sacral foramen and inside we can see this is the intervertebral foramen. Then at the midline this portion, this is the sacral canal. Okay. So this region is the intervertebral foramen. Okay. And two openings, they are the dorsal foramen. Whether it is pelvic, this is pelvic sacral foramen and here we can see dorsal sacral foramen. Okay. So both communicates in the intervertebral foramen. Both communicates in the intervertebral foramen and they both communicate into the sacral canal. Okay. Sacral canal. So that is dorsal sacral foramens. So on either side of the articular tubercles, either side of the articular tubercle, here we can see the dorsal sacral foramina. Okay. And lateral to the foramina there is another lateral crest, sacral crest. Lateral to the foramina there is another lateral sacral crest. Here this is the lateral, this one, lateral sacral. This is median sacral crest and this is the lateral sacral crest. Lateral sacral crest, and on which we can see another tubercles which represent the fused transverse processes. Transverse tubercles. So on the lateral crest also we can see some tubercles. They are known as transverse tubercles. Transverse tubercles. Okay. So formed by the fusion of transverse process. So here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So formed by the transverse process. Okay. So this is the lateral crest with transverse tubercles. Okay. So median crest with the spinous tubercle and lateral crest with the transverse tubercles. Transverse tubercle. Okay. So these are the features of the dorsal surface. Okay. So in the dorsal surface, the dorsum of the sacrum bears medially. There is a median crest which possesses spinous tubercles. Then lateral side formed by the fusion of lamina of the sacrum, and on that we can see the articular tubercles. Then lateral to the articular tubercles, there is a row of dorsal sacral foramina. Then lateral to the dorsal sacral foramina, there is a lateral crest. The lateral crest bears articular tubercles, okay, and they form the fusion by the fusion of the articular transverse tubercles, not articular. This is the articular tubercle. Here comes the articular tubercle, and here this is the transverse tubercle. Okay, transverse tubercle formed by the fusion of transverse processes. Okay, so these are the features of the dorsal surface of sacrum. Okay, then coming to the lateral surface. This is the lateral surface of the sacrum. So there are two lateral surfaces for the sacrum. Okay, so lateral surface, in the upper part we can see upper portion is broad and lower portion is narrow. Okay, this upper broad portion bears a L-shaped, inverted L-shaped auricular surface. This we can see there is an L-shaped auricular surface which is articular and articulates with the hip joint. Okay, auricular surface, it articulates with the ilium to form the sacroiliac joint. Okay, this portion L shape in articular surface. Okay, and posterior to that, here there is a deep pit can be seen. Deep depression can be seen posterior to the auricular surface. This is the auricular surface which articulates with the hip joint, hip bone, and posterior to that there is a deep depression can be seen. Okay. The lower portion of the lateral surface is narrow, and there we can see there is an abrupt lower medial bend in case of the lower end. Here we can see this is the margin. So we can note there is a bend in the lateral surface of the sacrum. Okay, so this bend, this is known as inferior sacral angle. Okay, so inferior sacral lateral angle, this is the inferior lateral angle in case of lateral surface of the sacrum, this one. Okay, so here we can see, we can make out. So this is the lateral surface, and the lateral surface has a bend here. Okay, and this is known as inferior lateral bend angle of the sacrum, inferior lateral angle. Okay, so these are the features of the lateral surface. So upper portion is broad and it bears an L-shaped, inverted L-shaped facet which articulates with the hip bone. Posterior to that there is a deep depression, and lower portion is narrow, and there will be a sharp bend can be seen, and that is known as inferior lateral angle of the sacrum. Okay, so these are the features of the sacrum. Okay. And so next is the ossification of the sacrum. So sacrum is formed by the fusion of 5 sacral vertebrae. So when we were telling about the ossification, we can tell there are 21 primary centers. Okay. So there are 21 primary centers for the sacrum. Okay. 21. Okay. Among the 21 primary centers, 5 center for the body. So for each body of each vertebrae, sacral vertebrae. Okay. So 5 center for the body and 10 for the arches. So yesterday we are studied about the ossification of lumbar vertebrae also. So each neural arch has one primary center. Okay. So on either side one primary center. So 10 primary center for the arches, vertebral arches. Okay. 10 primary center for the vertebral arches and 10 primary center for the upper and lower surfaces of the body. Okay. So for the one vertebrae, upper surface 1 primary center, lower surface 1 primary center. Like that, for the 5 sacral vertebrae, there will be 10 primary center for the upper and lower surfaces of the body. Okay. Then 2 for the auricular surface, 2 primary center for the auricular surface on either side, 1 primary center for the auricular surfaces. Okay. Then 2 for the margin below the auricular surface, this portion. Okay. Below the auricular surface also has 1 primary center, 1 for this side and 1 for another side. Okay. So that's total sorry. So there are total 21 primary center and 14 secondary centers. Okay, 14 secondary centers for the sacrum. 1 4. And the primary center appears at the 2nd to and 8th week of the fetal life and fuses with each other at 2nd to 8th year of life. Okay. So the secondary center appears at 2nd to 8th week and fuses with the primary center at 2nd to 8th year. Okay. And secondary center appears at puberty and they fuses at the 25th year. So primary center appears at 2nd to 8th week and they will be fused together at 2nd to 8th year, and secondary center which appears at puberty and that fuses with the primary center at 25th year. Okay, so that is ossification of the sacrum. So below this sacrum we can see there is a triangular piece of bone, that is the coccyx, which is formed by the fusion of 4 coccygeal vertebrae. Okay. So it's a triangular shaped bone, so that has also a base and an apex, and it is formed by the fusion of 4 coccygeal vertebrae. Okay. So that's about the coccyx syndrome. So that's all about the sacrum and the coccyx.